Nice. What is up, guys? Members of the weekly poll. What's up, peeps?
What up, everybody?
Members of the Rob Corps. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the weekly poll. As you will undoubtedly notice, Benny is not here. Thank God. And it will be it'll be us.
Them cheap pops, Rob.
Yes, it'll be us. It'll be us. And we have some pretty cool discussions to talk about today. Some pretty cool things. But of course, you have Sal with ComicPOP, Tiffany with ComicPOP, and then Joel. Joel's here, and then me. So
I'm with a thing. I have a brand.
Joel's with Cape Joel.
Thank you.
So anyway, guys, do you guys just kind of want to jump directly into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
So since I cannot pull up the chat for fear of showing off all our hidden secrets to the world, what are our topics for today?
Well, I think the first and biggest one here, it's kind of a story that we've been following with, and man, has this one evolved. Who will helm the Batman? Who will take up the slack now that Ben Affleck's not going to do it? They were in talks with Matt Reeves. We talked about this all last week about the job that we think he could do for it. Yeah, he dropped out. He's not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll volunteer as tribute. I'll do it.
I volunteer as
Give
tribute.
me a call. I'm there.
I'd love to see your
at
pitch,
this point,
Tiffany.
I've never directed anything. I will direct the hell out of the Ben Affleck script. Just give it to me. Come on.
I mean, at the very least, they get 100% commitment from you, which is more than they can get from anyone at this point.
That's right. I'm all in. I'm all in on Batman. Come on.
How bad does it have to be that no one wants to do Batman? Like, shouldn't that be like the dream project? Shouldn't that be the happiest day of your life? You get to do Batman.
No, it's
Yeah.
true. I kind of assume he wanted to do that rewrite we were talking about, and I'm guessing DC was like, I'm not waiting that long. We have to keep going forward.
Yeah.
Like there's no time. You have to work with the Ben Affleck script that's been rewritten anyway. So just go. And I have a feeling he was like, I think he probably already got the vibe. He was like, this is not the type of environment I want to work in.
I don't
I would
know.
not be surprised.
I mean, at this point, it's just a matter of speculation, but I gotta be honest, man. I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like extreme editorial, like extreme control by Warner Brothers. If they were like, you're doing exactly what we're like, that wouldn't surprise me in the slightest bit. And everybody's just like, nope, not gonna have any part of that. Where it's like, we're making this kind of movie, this is the movie we're making, either you're on board to make this movie or you're not on board to make this movie and you gotta go.
Yeah.
There's a release date for this too, isn't it? Like they're cutting into like actual time, like where they should be making it if they want to hit the release date, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's even worse because now it means either it's going to be delayed, which I'd rather have that, or they're going to like just cram this movie in and they're just going to film it all half-ass, edit it really bad, and then just send it out. And it's like,
Well, maybe Affleck could be the second director, and they're like doing other things, like he can help to direct those, so it kind of helps to speed up the process,
I like to imagine he has this compulsion, like he has such a director spirit, he can't help but direct. Like when he's there, he's just fiddling with the cameras. They're like, damn it, Ben, get away from there.
Right,
I can't pay you for that.
Or like he's yelling cut on scenes that he has no right to yell cut on. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to yell cut because I could feel I was only giving like 30%, and this is definitely at least a 70 to 80% scene. So I assumed you were going to yell cut.
yeah.
Right?
Now look, I don't want to overstep, but maybe Unit 2, maybe you could come around just a little, if you want to. Look, I'm just the actor. I just make the happen here. Just saying.
So, if you guys had to pick, who would you want to see step up?
The guy who directed Arrival, to be honest.
Oh
man.
yeah, you've been pitching that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Villeneuve, or whatever his name is, Villeneuve. I don't remember how his last name goes. I'd hire him. I'd pick him.
Yeah.
Louis Leterrier, I think, would have a cool Batman movie.
What? Who would have directed the Incredible Hulk movie?
Hey, he also did like Unleashed and a bunch of like super awesome like parkour action movies too. Everyone remembers him for that one, but he did other cool shit too. Then he also did that dumb movie about the magic people who were also basically superheroes. That was a dumb one.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
like-
Tiffany,
I
who
don't
would you
like-
pick?
Like legitimately, because I had my joke the other day. I tweeted at Max Landis. I was like, Max Landis, they give you a call. Are you gonna laugh at them, or are you gonna pick up the ball and play?
Max Landis would spin it into the crime syndicate.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's such not a good idea. No, who I'd like to see whoever did John Wick, which I don't know, but I feel like they're
Already doing Deadpool.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Smart.
Warner Brothers like, no, we're not going to take a good director because he's making a movie for Fox.
Well, how about this?
For the
I know who I
enemy.
don't want. I don't want like I don't want Zack Snyder.
No.
But
I don't know.
I still think they need a small time action director because
Yeah.
they're gonna need someone who can work with Affleck. Because not that I think Affleck's gonna steamroll anybody, but like you need someone who can like work copacetically until Affleck's done with
Yeah.
his project, essentially.
Well, he's best
mean,
when he can
Travis.
when there's like a uniformity, like a smoothness between the director and the movie. Like Affleck works best in that kind of situation, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. How about you,
I'll,
Sal? What do you think?
Pete Travis, the dude who directed Dredd.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, that's a good
Okay,
choice.
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it.
At this point, I'd be happy with anyone who wasn't Brett Ratner. I fear
Oh.
that every
Oh,
day that
God.
news is going to come out. And, like, who decided to save the production? Brett Ratner, whose skill is
Brett
who gets
Ratner-
movies.
Because he really is like he's the problem with Brett Ratner is that he's a perfect staff director.
Yes, he
Like,
is.
He has no clear vision of his own. He is a company man. He's a stooge. He will do anything they want. So like,
Under time and under budget are the two things he excels at.
and that's the thing is that Matt Reeves probably was like, well, we gotta retool the script so it's something that I'm passionate about. And they're like, whoa, this release date's coming with hell or high water, dude. And so Brett Ratner's the kind of guy who's like, I don't have any opinions or feelings or strong abilities of my own. I'm happy to do whatever you want. You got it. Like he is
that
the
guy.
worst.
He is finger guns guy. You're right.
Yeah.
Finger guns guy.
Hey, I made Red Dragon. I didn't really do anything interesting. I just kind of shot great actors and a great script was all I
Yeah.
did.
I literally
wrecked
had the
the
actors do
X-Men
everything.
franchise.
Yeah.
He
Oh, God.
did, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Is there
destroyed it.
any way you think at this point that Affleck's just going to be like, fine, I'll just direct it, who cares?
No. I think there's more likelihood that he'll just leave 100% entirely.
Dude,
Oh my God.
I'm terrified. I'm waiting for that piece of news. Like Ben Affleck exits the Batman movie. I'm like, well, there goes the entirety of the DC
Because literally,
cinematic universe.
they just need to get a director that he knows sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but okay. But imagine Whispers. All right, the devil and the angel on Ben Affleck's here, and imagine like one of those characters, devil or angel, comes in the form of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it's like,
Oh
hey,
my God.
Ben Affleck, man, like, look, we see you're struggling over there with Warner Brothers, man. Like, how would you like to come over here and play like X incredibly amazing character?
Or
Like,
direct whatever superhero movie
direct.
you want.
Dude, I would watch a Ben Affleck directed like Marvel movie. Like, dude, I have to believe someone from Marvel called him somewhere along the line in this situation so far and was like, hey man, look, if things go south and it looks like you can't handle it anymore, mosey on over this direction.
Yeah.
Oh, but you got to sign this freaking contract, though. You are in.
Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
we are into contracts over here, okay?
Yeah.
You're in for like
Man.
15
Multiple
movies,
movies.
man. Like you're gonna be in 15 movies. And you gotta be in the TV shows. You gotta show up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. once.
And say hello.
I guess they're just being like, no, that's
You're like-
no.
Nah.
And
Okay.
It's like usually in situations like this when they fear the actor leaving, they don't because they usually have to pay some sort of fine or something in their contract if they back out. Affleck's got a lot of money, so he might just bite the bullet and pay it if he doesn't have to do it.
Okay, this,
Yeah.
this
Oh, he can
raises
do it.
this raises a really good question. If Ben Affleck did come over to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, if they poached him from DC,
Yeah.
Okay.
who would he play? Somebody
Yeah, 'cause
said
it could-
Reed Richards. I see John Krasinski as Reed Richards, but somebody said Reed Richards.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't, because he couldn't just direct. He'd have to also be in.
Mhm.
Or just be in it. I mean, like, at this point, Ben Affleck's proven he's fun and cool. Like, I'll take him. I mean, I love him as Batman. I would be really sad to lose him at this point.
Yeah.
I want
But,
something street level from him is what I would want. I think that's where he excels. If you could set a superhero movie in the Marvel Universe in Boston, I'm sure he would really clean up with that.
He's robbing.
There's got to be
he's
some
robbing
heroes from
banks
Boston we're forgetting about.
and, well, Canada's close
I
enough that
would-
they're easily forgettable, so I don't know.
My pick would probably be Richard Rider.
That would
Really?
be the obvious one, yeah.
See, people are saying Moon Knight, and I could see him playing Moon Knight, but that would be if he did that. If he played Moon Knight, it'd be like a big screw you to DC.
Yeah, would it ever?
Yeah.
Oh,
I hope
man.
he keeps his like original accent as Moon Knight. I'm fucking Moon Knight over here. That's almost Australian. That's a bad
Yeah,
one.
that's not even.
The Harvard Yad.
He does a pretty good job of hiding it when need be. And here's a character I could see him playing, but only because I know he has the chops. But A, I don't think they'd ever put him in a movie, and B, I don't really think he fits the look for it. But I'd love to see him take a stab at the Sentry.
Ooh,
That'd be interesting. I could see that. Only if it was
Like,
the Paul Jenkins and Jay Lee story, though. I figure that's the only way it would
like
work.
I feel like he has the chops for it. You know what I mean? Like he legitimately is an actor. Like he could like play the highs, the lows, both sides of the character. Like,
Put the
but
work
they're not
in.
putting that character anywhere.
Yeah.
No.
Well, see, it was John Krasinski in 13 Days that locked down him as being Reed Richards for me, like with a beard, because he looks exactly like Reed in Hickman's Avengers New Avengers, or Fantastic Four. And
Oh, yeah,
that is
with the
Avengers
big
New Avengers,
beard.
yeah, with the big
Yes.
beard, he looks exactly like him, and I was like, dude, he would be a great Reed Richards. Like,
Yeah,
I think he'd be
like-
pretty solid.
What about Hyperion? Ben Affleck is Hyperion.
I don't want to see Hyperion
No.
in these movies.
No. I don't really either, but it would be kind of funny where it's like, hey, you were Batman. Now we're making you a guy who's kind of like Superman.
I mean, they could do
Yeah,
that. They could steal like that. What is it? Wow, what was that group, Sal?
Which one?
The one they had during the incursions. That it was a DC universe, basically.
Oh, the Squadron Supreme.
No. It was during, well, I guess it would be Squadron Supreme, but no, it was when they were looking at the other realities. And in one of the other versions of Earth, there was basically the Justice League. And I can't remember what their group was called. What was their group called, chat? But they had, like, basically Superman. They had, like, one
they had
character
Batman
that was...
and the Flash. Like that's the Squadron Supreme.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. No, it's not Squadron Supreme. It's a different group. They only appeared for, like one story arc. It was
Oh.
the Great Society. There we go. The Great
Oh,
Society.
the Great Society.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
That would be it. Yeah, the Justice League is what they were. But anyway, yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Back on the thing about Matt Reeves. I mean, honestly, I gotta imagine Warner Brothers has kind of got to be in panic mode just because it looks
Right?
bad. Like you've
Oh
got
my
two
God,
directors
yeah.
bailing out. You have one actor, like the main star was supposed to be the director. He backed out. You got another director in.
Yeah.
He backs out, and it's just like it just looks bad. It looks like they can't get their shit together. Is what it looks like.
That's right.
It absolutely does. And here's what's hilarious. It's like, I know we mentioned last time we were talking about this, that the Aquaman movie isn't having much issue at all, but like
No,
this is
it's
what you'd
doing fine.
expect from the Aquaman movie. This is the project where people are like, I don't know if I want to do that, but this is Batman with Ben Affleck and Jeremy Irons. And you're like,
Yeah.
how is this not just coalescing? I don't get it. Like, I don't understand
Feels
it at
like it
all.
should write itself, right?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You can
Yeah.
imagine poor J.K. Simmons, who's playing Gordon, is kind of like,
Oh yeah.
what's going on? Are we?
Yeah,
Am I
are we
Gordon?
making a movie? Are we not making a movie?
Yeah.
Because like I could do anything else. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like I've got people calling me. It's
Yeah,
fine.
because they
I-
haven't cast J. Jonah Jameson yet. and
That's
I'd love
exactly
that
what I was
back.
thinking. I've got Marvel on the line
Exactly.
asking about J. Jonah Jameson. I mean, I don't really need to be here, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
They cast Deathstroke too and showed us like costume tests and
Right,
everything.
like-
yeah.
Sounds like they were jumping the gun a bit.
Yeah, I know. You know what? Like they were trying to show confidence, and like I understand that because it's Batman. But it's like the kind of stuff that's going on is like the kind of thing that is associated with either a really poorly put together video game movie or like a Guillermo del Toro movie. Like
Yeah.
that's what I would expect. Like,
Oh yeah,
like everything that's happening is just like, oh yeah, Del Toro's gonna produce blah or direct whatever, and then it's like all falls apart. And you're like, of course it did. And that's what's
Yeah.
happening here.
well, that's the funny thing is that actually this is coming on the heels of the fact that Del Toro has just announced
Yep.
that
right
there
now.
will never be a Hellboy 3. Del Toro finally crosses the finish line where the rest of us have been for the last 5 to 10 years. Guillermo del Toro isn't directing. Insert project Guillermo del Toro has said he is 100% working on. Like, I would never trust Guillermo del Toro to help me move a couch, much
meet
less
you at the
direct
airport.
some franchise movie. If the dude says he's doing it, you can bet there's a 75% chance it's never going to happen.
Which is
Wow.
unfortunate because I'd like to see a Hellboy 3.
No,
But again,
that movie franchise killed itself when
Why not?
Liz announced she was having twins. Oh, Hellboy babies! Everybody loves infant children in your super movie franchise.
They-
Shrek did so fantastic when you added children. Last Action Hero, everybody loves the little annoying kid. Every movie that has a high-flying cool superhero or like strong action character, you gotta put a little kid in there. I just saw that like they're putting a little kid in the Predator movie. F you. Like you like, god damn it.
They should take Hellboy. This is kind of off topic, so I'm only going to barely mention it. But they should take Hellboy and instead of doing any more movies, just do like an HBO or Showtime show about the DPRD.
Yeah,
That's not a
Do
bad
like an
idea.
Agents of Shield, but with Hellboy's universe.
yeah, but interesting.
Also, we had a subscriber a little while ago.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we had a subscriber.
Yeah,
Hmm.
MPOL72990.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling
It's coming.
It's coming. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Sploosh.
Oh,
Yes,
That was sensual, is what that
that
was.
was,
sensual
that was well done.
I can
When
feel
it
it
came from the
down
heart
in my
and other
toes.
That was an
places.
epic splooge.
An epic splooge. Okay, so I think we've ranted about Matt Reeves long enough.
Yeah.
And about
Yeah, we're
Warner
good.
Brothers. God, this, I mean, I can't get over that. It just looks bad. And see, this is the worst thing about that. Like, it's not like it's Lionsgate, right? Like, it's not like, it's not, I mean, it's not like it's a net, like somebody that's going to sell, like they're going to make the movie then sell it to Netflix. You know, I mean, it's not like it's some small time indie filmmaker that it's like 15 people and a Black Magic Intensity Pro. I mean, it's like, I mean, it really is like Warner Brothers. It's a major, it's a multinational movie company.
Yep.
I mean, I understand that there's a lot of hands in the pot, but surely there's got to be that one guy, that one person. And I kind of feel like it should be Ben Affleck. I kind of feel like it should be the guy who's, one, the most passionate about playing the role, two, has been fighting to play the role for a while, and three, would probably be the best job at it. I feel like there should be that one guy that says, no, this is the movie we're making, this is how we're doing it. And I get that they may have a little bit of, you know, issue with Ben Affleck coming out of that movie, but it's like, I mean, it's not one of those instances where like one mistake wipes away 1,000 attaboys. That's stupid. Like, look at Matt Damon's, or I'm sorry, look at Ben Affleck's track record. Like, and for every bad movie that he makes, he's got 3 or 4 great ones, or really, really good
Argo,
ones.
Gone Baby Gone, yeah.
Yeah, he's got some
Gone
great
Girl.
movies under. Yeah, Gone Girl. He's got some great movies under his belt, and I kind of feel like if there were anybody that I think could make Batman amazing for this new generation of DC-based movies after Christopher Nolan's gone, it would be Ben Affleck. And if I were Warner Brothers, I would honestly be like, "What you want, we will do." Like, what do you want us to do? And maybe it is that he was just too busy. Maybe it is he was just too tied up. But I just feel like directors coming and going is a sign that either there's too much control on Warner Brothers, or like the movie's being made this way, the script's written, it's being done, there's no changes, you know, or it's simply just that these directors maybe just aren't fitting in. I have no idea. But regardless, it looks bad, especially for a character as popular as Batman. Like, it just looks terrible. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, what's the
Sad.
next topic?
Well, you know what? I'm actually going to let you guys decide, actually. Here's a new thing for doing news, dealer's choice. I got another director-type DC story. I've got something involving a filmmaker on television, and I've got something comic booky. What would you guys like to hear?
I don't know. I said my piece about Batman. Sal and Tiffany, it's on you.
I mean, like we could do the TV thing, I guess.
Okay, so hey, Kevin Smith,
Don't sound
who
so
apparently
excited,
has been building up a lot of muscle on television the last little bit. He did some
yeah.
Flash, he did some Supergirl. Apparently now he's helping develop a Sam and Twitch TV show for BBC. Sam and Twitch, of course, for those of you who don't know, are the two lovable, irascible cops from the Spawn universe.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, like, I think that it has like a 70% chance of actually happening.
Yeah,
Maybe
'cause
less.
Smith's involved. Absolutely.
I just saw his episode of Batman on Batman where he was like, yeah, so Clerks 3's never gonna happen, Mallrats 2's never gonna happen, the Mallrats TV show's never gonna happen. Like, I'm now gonna maybe make a Jay and Silent Bob sequel movie, like, which is probably like 50% chance it's gonna happen. So the idea of like the supporting characters from Spawn getting a TV series starring Moose Jaws' own Kevin Smith, or like directed by Moose Jaws' Kevin Smith. I don't know. I want to believe, because I've been wanting to see a Sam and Twitch series forever, because Sam and Twitch are fun characters. They're like they're great. If it does happen, I hope Jackie Earl Haley gets the nod as Twitch, because I think Rorschach would be amazing. But like otherwise, I think that like anytime Kevin Smith says like I'm gonna do XYZ, he like, by the way, dude is like inspiration for me in a big bad way, but like he doesn't announce things like when they're in the works. He announces them when he wants to do them, which is the worst way to announce it, and also the best way, by the way. Like, if you are in that industry and you make those kind of announcements, it like gets the ball rolling, because you get like you can have tangible proof of like this amount of people want what you're selling, but it also like hypes people up for things that probably will never happen. Guillermo del Toro is the same exact problem. But yeah, I'm not getting hyped for a Sam and Twitch TV show on BBC until I see a production photo.
So here's a question though, like how much would McFarlane be involved with this? Like,
Good
does
question.
he still have the rights to all of this stuff? And is this like an
McFarlane?
inkling that that he might be open to other projects concerning that universe?
McFarlane has 100% control. He owns every inch of that cape. He has, like, if McFarlane is allowing there to be a Sam and Twitch production, rest assured McFarlane is integral in the production. Like, he is either executive producer and producer. Like, he has 100% control over it. Like, he probably, if there is a Sam and Twitch series actually in the works by Kevin Smith, it means that Smith and McFarlane spoke.
Yeah.
Because it won't happen without McFarlane.
Right, which may be why he really wants to do it. Maybe Kevin Smith's like, this is my chance to work with Todd McFarlane
Yeah, I mean,
on a project.
He's not wrong. Like, that'd be a great idea because, like, here's the thing. McFarlane's been trying to make a Spawn movie since 1997.
Forever.
And no one wants one. And the further away from 1997 it gets, the less people want a Spawn movie.
Mhm.
And so, like, if he were to drum up some semblance of interest in his property, that would be a boon for him.
Yeah.
Well, the issue is that if he launched a Spawn movie, there wouldn't be any, like, money behind it. There'd be some money, but it would be like whatever he managed to get through, you know, whatever he could throw into it, plus whatever money a studio is willing to put behind it. But no studio would, like, invest in it. They wouldn't be like, we're going to put some serious bank. We're going to put a $150 million budget behind this Spawn movie. That's not going to happen.
This looks like another Dread Punisher Warzone is what this looks like.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put Warzone and Dread in the same category because Dread was really good.
Well, hey, I'm talking like, you know, R-rated comic book movies.
Oh,
to a
yeah.
Smaller niche fan base that didn't make back the
That's
money
the
they
problem. That's the problem with Spawn is that, like, okay, Dread, like, you put a dude in a leather jacket and a big helmet and you got yourself a movie. Like, you want to make a Punisher movie? It's half the budget. It's a dude in a t-shirt with guns. Like, we can make that happen. Spawn? You mean that a dude who literally has to have a prosthetic on his face, or he wears a superhero costume, and if you don't want him to look like Steel, you have to put some amount of money behind it? Like, no.
Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of the other issue, too, is like, I mean, at the end of the day, people love the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the DC Cinematic Universe because they have shared continuities. Batman meets Superman, Wonder Woman meets both. I mean, you see, like, all these different crossover with Spawn. It's just like Spawn fighting the devil. Well, how many times do you really want to see that
you can
happen?
meet Chapel from
No,
Youngblood.
we can't.
I know he can't anymore.
Because that would require Rob Liefeld to want to do that.
Which ain't gonna happen.
And hey, no, Rob Liefeld is more likelihood of getting his characters turned into movies than McFarlane, because Rob Liefeld, as we know, signed a exclusivity contract with whatever movie property or whatever movie studio to access his entire library of personal characters. So, like, you'll see a Blood Wolf movie before you see a Spawn sequel. You'll see a I don't know, what other characters did he create that he owns?
Never heard of
Chapel,
Blood Wolf.
maybe?
Yeah.
I need to look up Blood Wolf.
Oh,
Yeah, it's with a U, by the way.
You're in for a treat, Rob.
I kind of
Look up
assumed it
Blood
was Blood Wolf with a U.
What worries me about a Sam and Twitch show on BBC America is I get horrible Gotham flashbacks where I'm like, no, don't do a show where you just ignore all the cool shit. Be like, yeah, it's Sam and Twitch solving mysteries. And, you know, maybe you'll see, like, a bit of a red cape in a background or
that
something.
is exactly what that show will be.
I
Yeah,
know.
it is. It's like, what are they gonna do? And it's just like, at that point, you could just have any detectives. Like,
Wow.
unless you're going to reference, like, the demonic world from which Spawn comes from, and, like, the crimes are going to be based around that, like, almost in an X-Files, like, Mulder and Scully, like, is this really happening style show?
Yeah,
Then what's
that'll
the
be it.
point?
And, like, in the first season, will you hear references be like, oh, there's a child killer on the loose named Billy Kincaid. We gotta find it. Oh, no, wait,
No.
someone ripped him apart in an alley. We don't have to
No,
do anything.
literally, prediction, okay, here it is. Like, if Sam and Twitch is made, season 1 will be, they are trying to track down and catch Billy Kincaid, the child predator, and at the end, Spawn will have murdered him and left him on their desk. Like, that will be the show. It's going to be about two hard-boiled detectives who work for the police department and are trying to catch this child predator, and everywhere they go, there's strange crap happening, and they keep implying there might be a Spawn cameo because everyone who's watching it is going to be hoping Spawn's going to show up. He won't, but there'll be, like, implications of Spawn, and then the big, like, mic drop will be at the end of the season when it's like, something killed Kincaid, and we guess it was Spawn. and that'll be the show. And then of course at the end they'll be kicked off the force, so season 2 will be there, like they work for themselves. Like it writes itself in the most predictable, obvious way possible.
Yeah, it does.
But if it's directed by someone like, you know, if somebody who cares and makes gritty, hard-boiled, crazy like shit, like a David Lynchian kind of movie, like, or show, then you have at least the cool factor. Like, you have something where it's like, this is cool. We're looking at these two like hard-boiled detectives who are out of their depth. That's cool. I mean, it's why people like X-Files.
Man.
And then you can have a scene too with the chief being like, I got Jason Wynn all up my ass.
Because that's the thing, is that unlike Warner Brothers and unlike Marvel especially, like rather than having to like connect the dots and talk to so and so and work out not even contracts, but like, are you doing something with so and so? Can we use blah blah? It's McFarlane. You could have Angela the Angel show up, except you can't because Neil Gaiman owns Angela, and you have to pay him a huge check, and he wouldn't want to do that. So you could have Violator, you could have Priest, Jason Wynn, Terry Fitzgerald, Wanda, any of the
Man of Miracles,
any of the amazing Curse, or any of the like friggin' any great Tiffany the Angel, who was a replacement for Angela.
Man of Miracles. Don't forget Man of Miracles.
Sal said Tiffany's an angel.
Aww.
How adorable.
I missed
I'm
that.
a badass angel.
Yeah.
You're like, spoilers, you're not. I'm like, oh.
God, I don't know.
Like,
I mean,
definitely have more staying power than the original Tiffany character. Certainly.
yeah. Wow. Anyway, so I looked at pictures of Blood Wolf. That guy looks like shit. So I'm just throwing it out there.
A bunch of pouches, and is he the one that rides his gun?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
I guess. I mean, it just screams like 20 years ago, comic books that nobody reads anymore.
You are 20 years ago. That is awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta get this off my chest too while I'm here. Like, I gotta get this off my chest.
Oh, no.
I was before I left the Marvel subreddit, I was going through, and somebody had asked the question of where they start with X-Men, and some guy replied by saying like, you have to start back with like Chris Claremont. And I was like, really? Like, are you one of those fans that's like, you've got to read everything? Everything. You have to read it all. There's no jumping off. You got to read the whole thing. You got to go back to when comics were good 40 years ago. It's like, no, my friend, no, you don't. That's stupid. And you should feel stupid for giving somebody that piece of advice. Like, you don't have to go back that far. I just wanted to go ahead and get that off my chest because that was ridiculous. But yeah, it was eating at me. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't even know what the other topic was. What was the other topic about before?
Oh yeah.
Before we started talking about Spawn.
We had multiple other topics.
Was the topic that we were talking about before Spawn that forgettable that we don't even remember what it is anymore? Damn.
I think so.
That's
Well,
bad.
before Spawn, it was about Matt Reeves leaving. That was the last topic. We've done 2 topics.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So moving on.
So, hey guys, you remember a while back, DC did all those variant covers where it teamed up a bunch of their superheroes with some classic Looney Tunes characters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Apparently they're dusting that concept off again for a series of team-up vehicles between your favorite DC superheroes and Looney Tune characters. So we're going to get Batman Elmer Fudd, Lobo Wile E. Coyote, Martian Manhunter Marvin the Martian, and there were some other ones I'm probably forgetting, but those are the ones that stuck out to me.
But that'll be the first time we've seen the Martian Manhunter in like a long time.
I know, right? So many fans have been telling me, where's Martian Manhunter? Apparently hanging out with Marvin the Martian is what he's doing. Oh, Jonah Hex Yosemite Sam, so that's the one I'm going to have to read.
Is this like DC's like hubris? They're like, we can do no wrong. We've done Rebirth Looney Tunes.
Yes.
Wow.
Maybe a little bit.
The Flintstones and Booster
thing-
Gold.
Yes, the Flintstones Booster Gold. That's the thing that's
And
happening.
to be fair, the Flintstones have an ongoing right now. You know what I mean? But like, this is bizarre. Let's be
very
honest.
bizarre.
And yet
This is
kind of
weird.
funny.
It is kind of funny, but this is a weird thing for them to do right now.
Yes.
I mean, I guess they're keeping the comics relevant for young kids. I mean, if you're going to have Bugs Bunny in there, you can't have people getting killed. I mean, well, at least you would hope not anyway. So I guess they...
Well, that's the thing. It's not like Justice League goes Looney Tunes. It's more like Looney Tunes goes DC Universe. If you look at the art, like the Batman Elmer Fudd one, is done in almost a Frank Millerian sort of style, like, I'm a Gwym hunter who walks the night.
Wow.
Is this gonna be like that Bugs
Yeah, I'm not
Bunny
gonna be reading
thing?
that.
Yeah, I'm not going to be reading it either.
Do you remember when they did that? They tried to do that redo of the Looney Tunes. They tried to make them edgy and
Oh,
cool.
lunatics.
Mhm.
Unleashed, yes.
Yeah, it's not
Yes.
that, right? We're not trying to do
No.
It's not that specifically.
So
No.
but I akin to that essentially. This is I don't know. I have it this. I don't. I like Sal said. I'm not. I don't think I'm. This isn't for me.
Okay.
This is not me.
I mean,
I
it's one thing to talk about fictional comic book characters. Right now, we're discussing Looney Tunes. So I think it's a really good idea for us to kind of move on to the next topic
Right.
and not talk about
The
Looney
Looney Tunes are
Tunes.
great, man. I have the whole Golden Collection on Blu-ray.
Oh,
Awesome. Okay. What else you got, Joel?
Okay, keeping up with the comic bent, which what we were talking about. So some artwork came out last week. I think it was like right around the time we finished the show last week, which is why we didn't talk about it. We got the teaser for Marvel Generations. And we don't know what that is yet. Is it an event? Is it a new status quo? Is it a new series? The art was cool, I know that much. It showed all the new younger heroes and their older counterparts, many of which in their more classic costumes that we have not seen them in a bit.
Actually,
Yeah.
they did an interview today where they talked about what generation is.
Oh,
Well,
Yeah.
tell us.
tell us.
Generations. Yeah, I was pretty excited when I heard about it. Generations. This comic line is basically going to be all the superheroes operating under the banner of Generation X.
Oh.
No, I'm just messing around. I have no idea.
I was going to say, you're making that up.
I'm like, I think you're joking, but I'm not going to call you on.
Actually-
I was really trying to suppress a bullshit.
This actually has an Avengers Forever feel to it. To be honest,
Yeah.
I could see that.
Good call, man. I love, Avengers Forever, man. Good one.
That's kind of what it feels like. Because I mean, you just grab Avengers from throughout the history of the entirety of time or whatever it
Yeah.
is, the past, the
For
present,
me-
the future, and so on.
It feels like a reverse Marvels.
That
Like-
would be cool. Oh God, if
Wouldn't
Alex
that be
Ross is doing
cool
the
if
art
it
for
was
this whole
like,
thing.
like they're like, oh no, like this is a painted Alex Ross mini series.
Oh, I would freak.
That would be awesome.
Oh, by
That
the
would-
way, I want to tell you guys about this. I just discovered the world's greatest superheroes. The line of stories by Paul Dini and Alex Ross.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us. Like,
No,
I
no,
thought you had a
I
list.
just discovered
Like, literally, he found the world's greatest
Yeah.
superhero.
No, I just
I'm like,
found
alright,
that
I'm
mini
interested.
series, dude. I've been reading through. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. It looks incredible, dude. I'm so hyped. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to throw that out there.
Oh yeah.
No, an Alex Ross miniseries, it's like Marvels would be awesome because I loved Marvels. Like I feel like Marvels perfectly encapsulated like Marvel comics, and I wish they would
Yep.
do more stuff like that. The problem is it would take Alex Ross like a year and a half to write that whole thing or to draw that whole
Well,
thing.
and here's the thing: like, we know he's been busy. He's been painting all those frustrating, Amazing Spider-Man covers and Avengers covers. Like, so we know it's not like they've been keeping him in a locked box somewhere, just painting this amazing book.
That's true. I don't
Just
know.
a couple air holes poked in.
Okay,
Yeah.
so since we don't know what it is, let's do what we do best. Let's just play guessing games. Let's speculate.
Yep.
So, what do you guys think it
Speculate
is?
to accumulate.
What do you guys think it is?
I kind of hope I'm going to stand by it. I think it's like almost like a sister series to Marvels. Like it'll be a mini series that kind of, it won't be an event. It'll be like a reminder of what people liked about Marvel and kind of like not an apology, but more like an explanation as to why they've been pushing the younger generation, like saying that like Marvel's always been about generations.
Actually, here's something that I just noticed. Hold on a second. Let me pull the cover back up again. Because I couldn't help it. It comes out this year, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it
Joel?
said 2017. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it said 2017. I could be wrong. Maybe it was 2018. It's easily one of those years, I'm
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Okay,
It's
let
gotta
me
be
ask
one
you
of them.
something. What does the cover of what does that Generations cover look like to you? I know what it looks like to me.
It looks like Kingdom Come.
It looks like Kingdom
Yeah.
Come. That's exactly what I thought. It looks so much like Kingdom Come.
That's
Dude,
exactly what it
Sal,
looks like.
man, Brofist.
As
That's
long
exactly
as
what it
it's
looks like.
not a story about how there is some time-altering wave that is rocketing through space that hits Jean Grey, and then she goes into the Nexus where she ends up meeting another Jean Grey, and then they have to fight someone who's trying to destroy the universe, a la Star Trek Generation.
Oh no!
Yeah. I also thought Star Trek, but I don't know that much, so I couldn't articulate that joke. Thank you.
then we'll be good.
I mean, I saw the solicitations for Jean Grey #1.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, I don't care about Jean Grey #1.
Well,
I mean, it's maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, like they're seemingly they are going to be playing up the old and the new. You know what I mean? Like the variations on heroes throughout time and how much they've changed just based on the art that's come out for it potentially. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the fact that everyone has a counterpart.
right.
Yeah.
You know, like this could legitimately involve time. It could
Yeah.
involve other dimensions. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll,
that could be it. It could just be like all new X-Men on a bigger scale. Like, I want you guys to see how far you've fallen by bringing who you used to be, over here to this thing. Which
it
actually
could be
wouldn't-
it could be a little bit of both, where it is like Marvel. It's like the younger generation goes back in time to the beginning of Marvel and like sees how it all began, or has to, or like gets involved, and it just becomes a mess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it could if you want to go with the Alex Ross. I mean, like he is so amazing at not only just creating fantastic images, but like those quiet moments. So like, what if this was more or less about like an alternate universe story, just really just like a one-shot kind of story, like not directly involved with anything, which I'm sure it will not be. They won't allow for that, but
Yeah.
that had to do with really the passing of the torch.
Yeah,
I'd like that. Do you guys remember? It was like right before Civil War II. They had that piece of promotional artwork, "Divided we stand" or whatever, and it showed like, hey, here's new Riri, here's Doctor Doom as Iron Man and everything. And we had a very similar conversation back then. We're like, what does this mean? Is this a new status quo? Is this a new story? In the end, it didn't really end up meaning much, and I hope Generations ends up meaning more. I like what you guys are saying about kind of a torch passing, maybe like a new approach to stories, and being like, let's not have our young and old heroes so segmented. Let's try and bring them all together, type deal.
Yeah, exactly. I hope so.
Yeah, let's not have this age gap war thing going on.
It's interesting too, like the selection that's on here, because like in some of it's an age thing, and some of it has nothing to do with age. I mean, like of course, like when you're talking about Captain America, it's kind of weird because he is older, but he's not. But you have the both Caps there, and that's less of a generational thing and more or less just like I'm taking up the mantle. Same with Thor, so like it's the choices they've made to show us. It's very thought provoking.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Word.
I mean, it definitely begs the question of what they're doing. I mean, it really kind of asks the question: is Marvel learning from what happened with All New, All Different Marvel and Marvel Now 2.0? Like, are people just tired of those political stories? And I think they are to a degree, but I don't think it's really the political stories that people are tired of so much as like the events. Because like Civil War II just reeked of marketing. It was just like, we're only doing this because of the Civil War movie, and it's like, okay, with one character, sure, I guess, but it's like with a whole thing. Like, I think people are tired of the corporate feel to their comic books. Like the comic books are ran by a committee as opposed to like having more of like a homegrown thing. And that's what it feels like with DC Rebirth. It feels like, well, like Jeff Johns specifically had this comic written just for me. He didn't, and there's no reason to believe he did. But it gives people that feel. It feels like it, exactly. It feels like it had, like the comics have more of a personal touch because the writers are really, really excited about it. I think a lot of the writers are really, really hyped about the stories that they're writing. Especially Dan Jurgens writing Superman. He's like, finally, I get to write this shit again. Like, I mean, I think it creates kind of an exciting feel. But with Marvel, it's just like, this was made by a committee. It's like a bunch of people in suits in a boardroom. Like, let's do Civil War II because it would make a lot of money. And I think that people kind of get tired of that. They get, they get bored of that.
What's interesting is that this says it's like, according to their tweet, it's coming out summer 2017. So we'll have Come Off Monsters Unleashed, Secret Empire. When is that coming out?
August, I think.
March? Isn't it starting in March?
Yeah, it ends in August,
we're in the lead up to it right now.
Right, so that'll be March, and then this will be coming out summer 2017. So they're really still doing the same thing. What would be interesting is if Generations was not only just a like heartwarming story, but a proof of them changing the way they're running their company. And instead of it being an event, they're like, this is just a story. It has nothing to do with the continuity.
It's a line-wide thing.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no tie-ins. This is just a thing, and we're going to try these out instead of doing these huge events that causes upheaval essentially in all of our books.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
It's
go
the
ahead.
Generations era.
Exactly. It would just be more interesting to see Marvel as a whole proving to us that they're changing their ways.
Well, I mean, imagine that. Like, imagine, God, this would be amazing. Imagine Nick Spencer's The Oath, but imagine it turned and it's the other side, and it's like, here's the heroes that you should be. Like, here's what, and that would be amazing. Like, that would be an amazing story. So instead of Captain America being like, I wish you were here, Tony Stark, so I could destroy I could see your face, so I destroy everything you know and love. It's like, some character, maybe Captain America, maybe not, whatever. Like, if they bring in a younger Steve Rogers, from the history or something like that, then it's like, what have you done? Like, what have you done to this world or something like that? Alternatively, and I'm hoping it happens, Reed Richards comes back and is like, what the fuck is going on here? And it's like, done, and then just wipes it all out and starts over again. That's what I'm hoping happens, but yeah.
It would be nice for a story called Generations to go back to the first family and see how Reed and all of them think about this. I'd like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be what it is. I mean, like, the Richards family has the power right now to put all these people in a bubble and to pull from throughout time and space, put them together.
Well, and there's no replacement Fantastic Four. They're the only ones who don't have a counterpart.
Yeah. That is
There's
kind of
even a younger X-Men that's running around. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But don't you love we've had the younger X-Men for so long now that we just accept it? I remember before, like, oh, this is so weird. There's two teams of X-Men, one from the present and one from the past. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, it's them time-traveling X-Men again.
Yeah. Well, and even then, like, how much older are they, really? Like, oh, no, Scott from the younger generation is, like, probably 17, 18. And Cyclops from, like, now is probably, like, what, like 29?
Something like that.
That's not much.
But we gotta kill one to keep the other, though.
Yeah.
I
mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited.
It's interesting, too, just, again, last thing before I know we're going to move on. I'm just looking at the image, and I'm looking at the Wolverines, and it's just Wolverine. It's not Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
It's Wolverine and it's X-23. And that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe what they should do is they should have, like how there was, what's his name, from... is it McCree from, or McCrae from Kingdom Come, kind of looking at things from the outside, Norman.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't remember.
Oh, Norman McCrae, yeah.
Yeah, you could have it be like Old Man Logan, like the man out of time, essentially, like looking at all these generations and like seeing how not only his timeline has changed, but where things are going to. I don't know, it's just a way to blend everything. And also an explanation as to why isn't he here.
Well, they seem to be implying, if you've been reading Old Man Logan, he wants to get back to the wasteland. He wants to get back to his own place and time.
Oh.
No, it's actually kind of cool. Okay, so the motivation behind it is totally different. So the idea from his standpoint is like he just finished the story arc where he ran into the Brood and all that kind of stuff. But when Jean Grey was controlled by the Brood, she was making him see all these crazy hallucinations, but his memory kept jumping back to the idea of Bruce Banner Jr. And so some of the hallucinations he was experiencing wasn't Bruce Banner Jr. being like turning into the Warlord, which never actually happened. But he's been duped into believing it did. And so the idea is he basically, like he tells Jean Grey, he was like, I have to know what happened to Bruce Banner Jr. Like, I have to know what happened. Now, we know Bruce Banner Jr. eventually brought a bunch of heroes in, they fought Galactus, killed him, and then jumped back to the present and created a new world. It's a weird thing. But like Logan's idea is I have to go back there and check and make sure, which is actually kind of cool for his character. So it's basically a reason for Jeff Lemire to kind of write the story where he has Wolverine just like relive some of his most significant moments. So likely he'll be thrown back in time, but he'll be thrown back way before that happens. So he'll have to work his way forward through time or something like that. I don't know.
Interesting.
Or maybe they'll just pull an entire team from another time period.
No, I don't know.
They'll just show up. Like
Would be the first time.
Some classic Avengers just from all over the place, and then like I know they're going to be making changes and books are going to be canceled, I'm sure, out of this. But like if they made this in continuity, would you deal with the fact that if they're sent back, if they change something, that like it's like, well, nah, that doesn't exist anymore. Thanks a lot.
It's funny you should mention that, Tiffany. If you've been reading Avengers currently, they're doing the whole Kang War across time and space, and in the last issue we saw the all-new, all-different modern Avengers that we're talking about now teaming up with the original old-school Avengers, which is fitting because Wade is also writing that Point series in it right now. And I'm like, oh, is that why? Yeah, wouldn't that be funny if, they got that in time and everything?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Freaking Joel and his Kang.
My Kang. I'm always up with the Kang, man. It's like, hey, what's Kang doing this week?
I don't understand. Like I try to get into Kang the Conqueror, and I'm like, all right, let's go do some reading about the Kang the Conqueror. So what does he do? Well, he just kind of goes through time and messes with stuff. All right, this guy is just as irrelevant as he ever was. Like, awesome.
Hang on, guys.
Kang the Conqueror.
Mark Waid loves Kang for some reason, man.
He does. He's got a big boner for Kang. It's like, the Avengers have other villains, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but this guy goes back in time.
Apparently.
Hey guys, I'm not sure if we're online anymore, but I don't know.
What?
I don't. Some people are saying either it froze or
Look here.
It froze.
I don't know. It's offline.
I'm waiting for it to load. I've got an ad. It says it's live.
Yeah, it says it's live.
Mine won't load either.
Why is it? It's being janky, is what it is.
Mm.
And I don't know why.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I mean, it was kind of skipping for a second, but I didn't see us being like gone.
Yeah.
See, Kang heard us talking shit about him, and now he's ruined the podcast with his chronal energies.
Huh.
Sorry, Kang.
I don't know. Chalk up to Twitch being weird, I guess.
Yeah.
But Kang broke the stream.
Friggin' Kang, man. What an asshole in his weird
I don't
purple and
know.
green costume.
I guess my biggest concern about Generations, which I mean, I'm looking forward to kind of a return to familiarity to a degree. I really like the political stories, although I could see that not everybody did. So that's fine. I mean, that's the way it goes. I mean, there's some comics that I absolutely hate that everybody loves, and some that I love everybody always hates. But the one thing that I'm concerned about is they're going to go with Generations. They're going to take things back to the status quo, and then all we're going to get are just recycled stories. Like, Tony Stark's going to come back, and then a year and a half, it's Demon in a Bottle again, and then a year and a half after that, it's Armor Wars, and then it's just a rehash of stories. And I get that to a degree that's the case, but I don't want to see Marvel go back and rehash stories for the sake of just rehashing them, because it's easier than making new stuff.
Yeah, because we know those are good.
Yeah.
Right. What if they split the universes again?
Yeah.
Don't
And they've implied an Ultimate Universe return.
Really?
Yeah.
When did they
Take
imply
all
that?
the characters who people are maybe not a fan of the social justice aspect or the political aspect of it. They put them into that new Ultimate Universe, and then all the classics come on back.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be a way they could do it. They could literally say like this universe we've seen is not the main, it's just a universe. And they could just, Silver Age DC Comics that, and then just suddenly switch over to like Earth 1 and nobody knew about it, and then, well, it's been Earth 1 the entire time, and you just never saw it before, and it's been Earth 2 ever since.
Spider-Man's still in high school, just like the movies,
Yeah. I mean, that's just my concern. I mean, right now, Marvel's already short for great writers anyway. And so with guys like Jason Aaron leaving Doctor Strange, one that kind of worries me. I mean, I'm sure Dennis Hopeless will be solid, but like Jason Aaron brought a lot to the table, and Jason Aaron's wrapping up his great big huge grandiose thing with Thor. So the question is like, what happens after that? I mean, when Thor the Unworthy's done, and when the Shi'ar Asgard War is done, and he's seen the event to its conclusion, does he keep going or does he walk away? And if he walks away, well, then what does that say for the Thor franchise? And it's like, is he even going to stay there anymore? What is Jeff Lemire going to do after Old Man Logan? Is he going to stay with Marvel? Is he going to leave? I mean, what's going on with all these things?
And again, maybe they're breeding them to be the new Bendis essentially, but the Aaron leaving Strange thing hit me hard today. Like, someone tweeted at me, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me, right?" Like, no, both he and Bachelot were leaving. Like, we're losing the entire creative team on that book. And I guess I should have seen it coming when he returned to a villain he created like an arc or so ago, because he probably wanted to tell one story about it.
I mean, that would make sense.
But I don't know Hopeless that well at all. So I don't know really either way how it's going to go. But I feel like Aaron's done such a good job that even if this guy does a decent job, it's going to fail in comparison. And I'm really worried about that.
Yeah.
The thing I was running through my head, and maybe this is just my own optimistic Canadian glass half full kind of thinking, I'm like, well, if they're moving Aaron off this book, and if Lemire is bringing Old Man Logan to an end, even though those books were doing really good, I can only assume maybe they're moving them on to something even bigger or something even crazier, maybe something post-Secret Empire, which has my imagination running wild, where I'm like, well, where could they put them, though?
Batman or...
Oh, did you guys read the newest issue of Ultimates?
No.
They're already starting the direction of setting things back. Dude, there's this amazing scene. So Galactus has been the Lifebringer up to this point. Like, that was one of the first major changes they made. Well, Master Order, Lord Chaos, they basically merged with the In-Betweener and form this new cosmic entity called Logos. And it starts going through, and it's really, really awesome. There's this moment where they gather the Celestials, and they're like, you guys, like, you're the last of the Celestials, like, you're the last of the way the universe used to be. You know, he was like, you're representative of the old power, and they wiped them all out, eliminate all of them except for like one Celestial. And then, like, the entire time they've been bickering. The whole reason why this whole, you know, merger started is because they were trying to get Galactus to go back to being the World Devourer, and he was like, no. So then they arrive at Galactus, they, like, blast him with some energy or something like that, and they were like, now say the words. And, like, he turns back to purple, and he was like, I hunger. And I was like, no! But, like, Galactus is back to the World Devourer again. And it's like, man, I really liked the Lifebringer aspect of him. It was really, really cool.
Sure he did too.
Man, not being hungry all the time.
Oh man, but yeah, like they forced him back into being normal Galactus. So, but no, I mean they're already starting the process of kind of transitioning things back, and that's why I say, I mean, it might be a little bit of both. I mean, it may be just kind of grabbing characters from a previous generation, or you know, yanking characters out of time, or it may be just kind of setting them back to the way things used to be. Because remember, like Nick Spencer's writing Secret Empire. Secret Empire is dead ending into Generations. I wouldn't be surprised if like things get set back to the way they were before, and if Steve Rogers gets set back to the way he's supposed to be, and then he pulls an Ed Brubaker Captain America where he grabs a cosmic cube, and it was like, now let things be set back to the way they're supposed to be, and then everything gets, all the superheroes.
I hit the magic reset.
I hit the magic reset button, the red reset button. Like I could see that being the case. So.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or, you know, they could do it organically, too. I like the idea that, you know, Captain America being discovered to be an evil Hydra sleeper agent is like, wow, we let this happen under our nose, everybody. We got to get our shit together, everybody. We can't let this happen again.
I could see that being the case, where it's kind of, where just, the only issue I have with that is that it would basically come down to a moral story. Like, see, like, you guys were so obsessed with your infighting that you couldn't see me, you couldn't see the tree for the wood, or see the trees for the woods, or whatever it is, you know, and it's like, I mean, the forest for the trees, whatever. All right. You're lucky you still have a job, Joel. Correcting me like that. Get your can.
With your folksy fucking saying.
Yeah, your Canadian phrases and shit. But no, like, yeah, you couldn't see the forest for trees. Like, I could see them doing that, but then like, if that happened, I would be like, well, here comes the moment in the comic where they all break into song and they have this just amazing happy moment. And it's like, I mean, it seemed kind of hokey.
They all join hands. Bahudor.
Oh god, I'd be okay with that. I'd kind of be okay with that, but I don't know. I mean, Generation spawns all kinds of different debate, but I'm really hoping this is one of those things where Marvel sits down and says, okay, look, like we got to kind of get it together, and they do it well. They do it because I mean, Marvel can write great stories. Marvel writers can have some solid stories, and I really hope that that's what they end up pulling out. I really hope it's not something kind of half-assed, that's panicked at the last minute, and then it just kind of gets thrown out there like Civil War II. So,
I think as long as they don't release that Bendis is involved, I think they'll already be doing well. Because here's the thing, Bendis could write a great story. Who knows? You know what I mean? But like, they must know by now that putting his name on something like this is not a good call at this time.
Yes.
It's not a good call.
Yeah.
You know what I'm dying to see? I wonder if Bendis is going to have his own tie-in, and I assume he is because it's running through the team book, so I wouldn't be surprised if Defenders gets a tie-in to Secret Empire. I would love it if Bendis gets really catty with Nick Spencer. It's like, and this is why Daredevil and the Defenders actually totally stopped the Secret Empire. Yeah, you like it when I hijack your event, huh?
That's how he does things. Like, you saw how he, like, didn't give a shit about what Hickman was doing.
Ultimate End, yeah. Ultimate End.
Oh man, that was just garbage.
Yeah, it was
and
weird.
just don't give a fuck.
He knows. He thinks he knows it. Like, he thinks he knows everything. He's just like,
well, he
no.
doesn't even do that. Like, he just doesn't care. He's like, He's like, look, I didn't read any of the Guardians of the Galaxy books, but I feel confident that I can tell a better story than whatever the hell they were doing beforehand. Like, that's just it. It's just like, and he's like, I'm the architect. I don't understand what you're doing. Like, whoa. Like, once Bendis finds out Al Ewing's writing an Ultimates book, he's gonna friggin' ruin it. Because right now it's just slipping under the radar. You know that, like, Al Ewing's like, I'm setting the universe back. It's gonna be cool. And then Bendis like, whoa. I didn't see you at the architect meeting.
Where's your architect card? We all get cards.
Yeah, man.
This is where Marvel is having secret meetings without Bendis. They're like quietly just like everyone has to go to the bathroom at the same time except for Bendis.
Oh, hey,
they
Marvel,
tell
I'm
Bendis
still,
to go to the other
secret
Denny's.
yeah, like I'm still doing the Generations. Yeah, Bendis. Yeah, you're still doing Generations.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Spencer's working on a separate thing called the people that will come after us. It's a totally separate thing over there. Don't worry, man. Like, Generations will still be published. What they don't know, what Bendis doesn't know, is that Generations is going to be a digital-only series.
No, you're going to be heading up
Truly a
our
harsh
Marvel
take.
Infinity line. It's great.
Yeah.
What a harsh
You're gonna
fate.
love it.
Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. It's
And they're
weird.
gonna move his office to a closet and like let's just say Bendis on it, and then he'll knock it and the sign will fall off. It'll be like, you know, supply closet. And he's like, oh.
They're all having a writers meeting at Denny's. They tell him to go to the other Denny's across town. He's like, I waited for you guys. Why didn't you show up?
Dude, I was remastering House of M, and I was talking about that. I was like, now this is a perfect example where Bendis creates a character for the purpose of giving himself a way out. I was like, this is a girl named Layla Miller, and I was like,
yeah.
and she it's just a way for Bendis to segue himself out of the story. I was like, that's what he does. Like, he wrote Civil War II, he introduced Ulysses, and then Ulysses just went off with the cosmic entities, and he'll never be seen or heard from again. So
That's
I was
right.
like,
He went back to his own planet and died along the
and
way.
died along the way.
Dude,
You
that
know
is
what's going to happen.
like that is so unfortunate that like he'll. You know how like in movies people create characters and you're like, you're gonna die because you were literally created just for this, like because nobody cared about you, and that's what he does to his characters. I mean, like Aaron created Mr. Misery. It's like it's a villain for Doctor Strange. It's like we've never seen that before, and then he immediately uses him again. He's just like, no, this is I'm not gonna just throw this away. I put a lot of time and effort into this. Yeah,
Yeah.
No
like,
one wanted to use him.
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm not gonna throw him to the wayside. Like I you know what I mean? There's some characters that maybe they don't like, you know, hit, but like when you put so much like emphasis on something involved in like an event, and then they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
And Aaron is famous too for trying to rescue characters from from the trash heap, from not being popular thing. Dog, he was trying to make Dog happen for a long time.
Oh,
Dog
yeah,
Logan.
totally.
He's like, look, I brought him into the future, and now I'm gonna make him part of my Wolverine story, and then he's gonna be a teacher at the Hellfire Academy. Is okay, so no one cares about Dog. I tried Dog. I tried
Here's the
3
thing.
times.
Literally, in Astonishing Spider-Man Wolverine, the Orb and Dog are both characters in that story that came out like 10 or more years ago. Like, come on, man.
And then he brings the orb back again.
Oh, he's just like
Yeah.
all about the orb. I didn't even make the orb.
The Orb was great in Doctor Strange.
He shows up in that too.
Nice.
I guarantee you, the evil Watcher orb will show up in one of those Thor books.
Yeah. Oh, Tython Chalkers, yeah, you're right. Layla Miller was used well in X Factor for the one story she mattered when they were like, why is Bishop chasing after Cable and Hope Summers? Let's go to Bishop's timeline and find out. And they did. And then we got an explanation on Bishop's timeline for the first time in something like 25 years. And then that was the only relevance she ever had as part of X Factor.
And
Mostly
that was,
because
like,
nobody was
yeah.
reading X Factor.
No one was reading
I
X
was-
Factor, and nobody else wanted to write about Layla freaking Miller.
Yeah.
Right.
I could just
Like I
do
said,
things. Like, well, what do you do? Things.
Plenty of characters out there that you create, and then you're like, all right, this is not
Yeah.
working.
Oh, nobody
I'm
wants
Yeah.
gonna put you away for the time being. But like, don't build something up and then be like, yeah, hey, thanks for coming and being super important, but I'm never gonna talk to you again. Is that cool? You
Yeah.
good with that? Yeah.
I don't know.
We got 2 pieces of news left here. One is the only Joel will give a fuck about this category, and one is the what the fuck were they thinking category if this was true. The one that I might only care about, ironically, also ties back into Jason Aaron. WGN is adapting Scalped into a show. It's moving ahead with a pilot and everything, and they cast their Dashiell Bad Horse this week. Alex Mirza, who you may remember from Suicide Squad. He didn't have a name. He was one of those random Marine guys, but he gonna be in the show now, and that's basically the piece of news.
Wow, that was so just for you that you made Sal leave.
It
Wow.
sure was just for me. You know what? That's one of the fringe benefits of getting to pick the news is every so often I get to put a thing, and now here's something Joel is championing.
I guess Rob and I should have also like ducked out of frame to let Joel just have this for himself. Like,
This is all about
okay.
Joel, guys. Like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Tiffany's gonna go grab something to drink. Like, we'll be back here in a little while.
Man, Scalped is great.
Like, this is the intermission, guys. It's okay. We're gonna get a snack.
The intermission. That would be a great thing to do. Like, just do an intermission in the middle of the show, and then like Joel just talks about stuff he's excited about, and then like we just get back when the intermission starts.
I feel like I need a theme song for Joel's Who Gives a Fuck Corner, where he talks about stuff that only he cares about.
Oh God, I thought about launching a series on my channel called like Heroes No One Cares About, and then just like the first character was going to be Cyborg, It's like no one cares about. Like Cyborg doesn't even care about Cyborg. Like Cyborg's never been useful.
You
Hey, no,
know who cares
Cyborg
about?
on the Teen Titan cartoon show was awesome.
Yeah, well, that was a cartoon show.
You know who cares about Cyborg? Carrie Payton, because he plays him in everything. Cyborg has been paying Carrie Payton's bills for a long time.
Yeah,
Booyah.
that's true. That is true.
We are indeed, Tiff.
Booyah!
Like, he's in everything. He's in Justice League Action. He's in those Lego properties. He's in Teen Titans Go. I'm like, man, you actually show up and reprise for everything.
Right?
Well-
Like, he was. They did some good things with him. You know what I mean? Like that show made me think that he was a super interesting character. You know what I mean? Like getting to know like his deepest desires about wanting to be human and like just like I don't know. I just thought that was really cool. But of course, it was like years of stuff condensed down into a show. So
Yeah, like superheroes no one likes. Just like-
And I feel bad for Cyborg. I mean, I think he'll start doing good again once he gets to join the Teen Titans again, probably after his movie is done and finished with, and they can stop pretending that he's always been on the Justice League.
Hey, Cyborg fans, I
Cyborg.
gotta ask
We're
a question,
talking about
Cyborg.
Cyborg right now?
I gotta ask a question. I gotta ask a quick question, Cyborg fans. If Cyborg is so cool, and if his stories are written so well, the Wire comics selling so poorly, like Blue Beetle is outselling Cyborg. It's only by like 2,000 comics a month. The Cyborg's selling around 20,000 comics a month. So why is Cyborg such a great character if no one's reading it?
maybe the color blue is a much more soothing color.
Mm-hmm.
So people may be attracted to that, and maybe they like Beatles. Just saying.
Maybe. I don't know.
maybe.
Just let him be on the Titans again. Come on, there's 2 Titans teams now. He can be on either one. Just
He
let
could lead one of them.
Absolutely. And he did for a little bit too. That's a story you could do. You could do like the East Coast Titans or whatever, and he could totally lead that team.
Boom.
Wow.
That's
Except that'd be so sad because then he'd be demoted, more or less.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. People are just like, yeah, Cyborg's such a great character. It's like, no.
I like
No.
him. I like him on teams. I don't think he's interesting enough to hold up a book on his own, but I like him
Yeah.
in other stuff.
I tried to go through the Rebirth volume 1, was it like the Imitation of Life or something like that? And I was like, yeah, this sucks. And then I just kind of threw it.
And they,
Yeah,
and
this
they
sucks.
throw good writers at him too. David F. Walker, who's killing it on Power Man and Iron Fist. He wrote the DCU version of it. Then they got Semper, the Spider-Man guy, to write the current run. So they're not throwing slouch writers at him. It's just you can only do so
Okay,
much.
but that's a really good example. Like Power Man and Iron Fist were selling like trash, but it's funny. Like it's a
Right.
great comic. Like it's
Okay.
hilarious.
Good.
Here's my cyborg pitch.
Okay.
You get a writer to come on, right? And he joins the
Mhm.
Titans, right? And it's about him doing IT for all the Titans.
you mean what he's doing now for the Justice League? Because that's his
There
thing.
you go. We'll keep it at the Justice League then, but actual IT, where like people are like, actual superheroes who you think have their stuff together. They're like, my laptop, I can't.
So he's the
Did you
IT
try
guy.
restarting it?
I like
Yeah, I
that.
tried restarting it. Did you really?
Dude, I would love to see him do that. Like, Dick Grayson, did you unplug it and plug it back in? Like,
Yeah, I did. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I don't think you did.
yeah.
That's,
I don't think he
oh
did.
my god, that's a brilliant comedy pitch, because then you could be like, look, Arsenal, man, I was looking through your laptop there trying to, fix your problems and everything. I may have looked at your search history once or twice. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, you know what that is? You know what that is? That's a web series. That's
Yes,
a
it
web
is.
series pilot. Dude, I'm gonna talk to Benny. I'm gonna like Benny, like we need to have like Tiffany in on this, and we need to make a web series about Cyborg just being like a tech support guy in an office.
Yeah,
Like
just
it's
a
just
put-upon
so-
tech support guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly it.
Cyborg IT.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you call
like
it
he-
DC Tech. Like DC Tech support.
He leaves the Justice League. He's like, I just need a normal life. There he is. He's trying to wear the collared shirt, but like,
Oh
this is
my God.
It's over his suit.
Booster Gold, do you really need all these cat memes on your computer? Yes, I need all of them. They're from the future.
Oh man, God, that'd be hilarious. Like we need to make
I like
that,
it.
we need to make that happen somehow
Yeah,
or
that's a
another.
good show.
Like, like we'll rent out an office space for a day and just make one episode. Like that'd be
There you go.
hilarious. Dude, you guys don't understand. I really want to do this now. Like,
Okay.
I really want to do this.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's make it happen.
Oh man! So do we have any more
Bitch.
news? Is that the only news we have?
Yeah, one piece here, and this is kind of one of those, this probably isn't real, but every website ran with it anyway, so we gotta talk about it. Is Mel Gibson being eyed for Suicide Squad 2? Some people on the internet say yes. Then again, if you track back to the original article also says that apparently they're looking at Roman Polanski. We're like, okay, now we know it's fake.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
You know what though? No, they could be saying these things to keep things relevant. That, you know what I mean? Like, that's like the thing you say when like you're like, hey, don't forget, like, ooh, let's stir the pot a little bit. No, we don't need things, but like, if you like it for some reason, we'll go for it because we can't make Batman.
Yeah.
The Mel Gibson bit is at least slightly believable because apparently Hacksaw Ridge has got a lot of great Oscar buzz around it right now, and no matter what horrible shit he said, in the crazy Hollywood land, if you get one good award, you're back, baby, until you fuck up again.
Well,
Exactly.
Okay. Let me ask you guys this question. All right, because I had to double check the title to make sure. Have you guys seen a movie called Get the Gringo?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I saw it.
Get the Gringo was actually really fun.
It's pretty good.
It was pretty darn good. It's actually one of Mel Gibson's better movies. There's Hacksaw Ridge, which was really good.
Yeah.
He's had
I
some
was gonna
good
say-
movies recently.
We know he can work on an
Bloodfather.
ensemble cast. He directed Braveheart.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And I
That
mean,
is
and I
true.
mean, the big problem with Suicide Squad 1 is that it wasn't trashy enough. I think Mel Gibson could really fix that by putting in a lot of torture into this. Okay, so Will Smith, right? He's getting tortured, but he gets stronger after getting tortured, like he does in every movie.
Yeah.
Oh god, that would be insane. Mel
That's,
Gibson.
that's literally just them. I really think it's just them being like, hey, don't forget.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget.
Ignore the Batman debacle. Let's look at Mel Gibson for a second. Hey, look over
Yeah.
here.
Wouldn't that be crazy or great? I don't know.
If Gibson wanted to join the Suicide Squad, I think that would be an excellent choice. He could just yell at people on the phone. That's his power. I'll bury you in the rose garden. I bend over backwards for you with my balls in a knot. Dang.
Wow.
Just his thing, just yelling really loud.
Just-
And all the other supervillains are like, don't mess with that guy.
Just screaming obnoxious phrases into the phone, just shouting things into a phone.
Now imagining him like at home, like hearing about this news, being like, the what? The what is
Yeah.
this?
The
Yeah.
what?
The
Looking it
Suicide
up.
Squad. Are they like a cult? Is it a story about Jim Jones? Like, I don't understand.
Like, yeah, maybe I'm interested in that. He gets someone to get him a copy of it. He's watching. He's like, what?
Yeah.
Make it rat.
In a perfect world, I totally would have cast Mel Gibson to be my Doctor Doom. You wouldn't even need to change his voice. Just get him really angry, and he's Doom.
I would have
Oh,
cast him
yeah.
as Cable.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Oh
that'd be
my
pretty good.
god.
I don't know if I would have cast him as Cable. I mean,
Hey,
maybe.
hey Ryan, let's you and me go on an adventure. Then he pulls his weird like hobo beard that he has now.
Yeah.
He could be a super old Moon Knight. Or
Yeah.
Khonshu. He could just be
Ooh.
Khonshu.
He could be Old Man Logan.
Oh shit!
Sal's
Oh my
Sal's
God,
just saying
that's
shit now. He's just throwing out
Totally,
phrases.
That'd be cool.
The names
South
of
Pole and Warner
characters.
Brothers.
But wasn't he supposed to be Wolverine? Aren't there like screen tests out there that exist of him as Wolverine? Oh my god! And he's kind of short. You put him in the trench coat and everything, and he is Old Man Logan.
He looks like Old Man Logan from Mark Miller's book. Like, I think that would make it.
My mind is just blown now. I can't get it back. Come back, mind.
Wow.
What's hilarious is
This
they already
podcast
made
is
that
over.
movie.
Yeah, I know, right? It's too bad.
Wow. See, that would be one of those like test footage things. Like, I'd have a hard time believing it until I saw some test footage of it, because I just couldn't see him in that role. But
Have you seen the Tom Hiddleston Thor screen tests where like Tom Hiddleston like played Thor for a second?
no.
Yeah.
Because he auditioned for Thor and he got Loki instead. But like, dude's not bad. Like, if we had never seen Chris Hemsworth, I'd have been like, oh right, yeah, he's pretty good.
Maybe
Huh.
he could be the new Red Skull. They'll bring Red Skull back. He could be Red Skull.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get Christoph Waltz for that, though. That's the role he was born to play.
No,
Just let him be.
he's got to be Doom.
Yeah.
I would agree with that, too. That's
I don't know if I can see Christoph Waltz
or
from
Mr.
like,
Freeze, if we ever got there. I think Waltz's Freeze would also be pretty good.
No, I would like to see him play with Doom. It would be a totally kind of different Doom, but like him, like you could imagine him having a relationship with Richards, like an actual like before he was Doom relationship.
Yeah.
No, see, I can see Christoph Waltz as like Maximus the Mad. but I don't know if I could see him as because his character is kind of goofy and silly anyway, or at least the characters he plays anyway are kind of goofy and silly anyway.
Yeah.
That's not true. Think about Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
Well, okay, he was kind of a
Terrifying with that.
he was terrifying, but he was kind of a goofy, silly, crazy Nazi guy, making his weird
You know
jokes
who
and
you
laughing
get?
at all the inappropriate times.
You know who you get for Maximus the Mad? I mean, like, I know they just cast that dude from Game of Thrones as
Yeah.
Maximus
Ramsay
the Mad
Bolton.
in the
Yeah.
Inhumans show.
Which is pretty
but,
good.
If you were doing an Inhumans movie, you get Mark Hamill to play Maximus.
Oh shit!
Oh god, that would be good.
I think he played the voice of Maximus the Mad in like the Fantastic Four cartoon from a long time
Probably.
ago, but like, he'd be great.
And he
The
just
chat's
does
telling
his
us that
Joker
He's
voice
already
the
been
whole
cast,
time.
guys. It's already over. Apparently.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
Can't kill the dream though.
Oh yeah, we know they already cast a guy for Maximus the Mad. We're just kind of at this point just kind of throwing out names, but yeah. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I think the show's kind of winding down. At this point, we're talking about
That's
Maximus
right.
the Mad. That means the show's pretty much coming to an end.
That's correct.
On that note,
On that note, what do you guys have coming out this week?
Well, over here on Comic Pop, we are going to be releasing an episode of Back Issues in which we discuss Batman Judge Dredd.
nice.
Wow.
Can't wait.
Like, did they meet or did they fight?
They cross over and fight and team up, and there's 4 books in one episode.
Wow.
Yeah. They met a lot.
Oh, we also launched a new show. It's called Getting Into Character, where we run down a character and give you like just a smattering of information about that character.
Yeah.
So check it out. We just did our first debut episode was Iron Man. It came out yesterday.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being nice, friend.
Yes.
Thank you for being your friend.
Yeah.
It's kind of my thing.
Oh man, thanks for being a nice Canadian, Joel.
Thanks, E.
You're a nice Canadian guy, you.
Yeah.
With your nice Canadian attitude and so on.
Joel, what have you got going on?
Getting
Well,
boat
sure.
rides from Samson the fisherman and his pet parrot.
Yep. Been shanghaied by pirates. That's a story for later. But
Hey,
thank you
Mr.
for having
Samson
me.
the fisherman, what's your whole deal? Well, I got me some wooden legs and wooden arms and wooden eyes too.
Would you like a cup of grog? Well, I've never had grog before, so yes. But yeah, if you head on over to my channel this week, brand new episode of the Comic Multiverse, as always. Really happy of how this one turned out. We do something in this episode we've never done before, so be sure to check that one out. Also, working on a new episode of Required Reading for Wolverine. I want to have that out, of course, before Seattle and before Logan. I was just recording it before we started today. I got a new thumbnail and everything, new big poster image for it that I think looks really good. I'm excited for that.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Yeah.
A video coming out this week, I think, on how Wolverine's healing factor works.
Yeah.
And then there's other Wolverine stuff. I think I can't remember off the top of my head. My schedule's not even in front of me.
It's
So-
Wolverine themed over on Rob's channel this week, everybody.
Oh, there'll also be what's that series? Injustice. There will also be Injustice stuff.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. I guess. It'll be interesting.
Booyah.
Booyah!
Injustice for all.
Injustice for all. Yeah, there'll be Injustice stuff. Which, by the way, Injustice is pretty amazing. Okay, are any of you guys reading Ground Zero?
No.
No, I'm not even there yet. I'm so far behind on Injustice.
Okay, because I'll probably have to ask Benny because he's the only one covering it. I don't know if you even have to read in like Ground Zero. I don't even know if that's necessary. It might be, but I don't know if it's necessary at all. Huh. Oh well. Anyway, guys, so that pretty much brings this episode to a close. Thanks for coming out, guys. As always, we're here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. somewhere along those lines, Eastern Standard Time. And then on Thursdays at the same time, we have a show called The Pool, where we just kind of talk about all the comics that came out this week. So make sure you guys find us on YouTube at ComicPOP, at Caped Joel, I guess, kind of.
Yes,
and then
yes,
Tiffany, you can find at
got it.
ComicPOP, and then Comics Explained. Make sure you guys find us on Twitter, except as Sal says what for ComicPOP. And make sure you guys check us out and so on and so forth. And we'll
right.
catch you guys later. Peace. Everybody waving bye.
Yep.